Welcome back to Coden. So last time we have discussed about the control statements, if else statement and also the list. So now today we are going to learn the list we have declared, what are the operations that we can perform on the list and also the function that are available in list and also the looping statement. So guys, if you like my video, do like, share and subscribe to my channel. So last time we have discussed about what do we mean by list. So when we talk about list, we just understood that we can define anything in the square brackets and we can define a value in it. Like if you want to define some words, if we want to define some numbers, we can use with the help of a list type. So when we are talking about list, we have some operations as well as function available in it. So what are the operations that we can perform on a list and what are the functions that we can view on a list. So when we are talking about the operations on the list, so when we are performing an operation, for example, if you want to add a number within the string, so what we can do, we can just write the index number where we want to add that number. For example, we are executing this code in the Python shell where I have declared some numbers in a variable say num. I have declared the numbers. You can see all these numbers that I have declared. Now, if I want to add a number at a place, say second index value, as I told you, the index value always starts with 0, 1, 2. So here, if I am talking about the index value 2, so that means it will be the digit or the number which will be added at the third place. So number 2 is equals to 5. Suppose I want to enter the number as 5. So whenever I will write this statement and want to enter the number 5 at the present number as 2. So when I will print the statement, you will see this output that the 5 number will be printed at that particular index value. Now that we can add a number at any digit of the index value where we want to add that number. So similarly, what we can do, we can add and multiply the strings also similarly. So like we have suppose given some numbers, then we want to add more numbers to it. So what we can use, just use plus symbol and add the number of numbers that we want to add to it. Similarly, if we want to take that particular string that we have already defined in numbers, so what we can do, we can use this multiple times, like we have used this in the starting the string that we want to use in multiple time. Similarly, what we can do, in the list also we can use it as multiple time. So that's why what we are using a asterisk sign. Whenever I am writing the asterisk sign, you can see the desired output, and whenever you're using a plus sign, you can see the desired output what we are getting when we are entering it. Kind of condition that we have is with the help of using some operators, that is operators that we are using within the list. So we have one operator, that is an in operator. In operator is basically used to check that what are the strings available or what are the numbers available that are within the list. Means we have defined some strike string, say we have defined a hello we have written in the list. So what we need to check that this is present in the string or whether it is not present in the list. So if we are checking that it is present, then it will deliver the result as true, or if it is not present, then the result we get is as false. So here we are writing a print statement. First of all, before writing the print statement, we need to define some variables, or we need to define some numbers in a variable. Then after that, what we are using in a print statement, write that particular thing which we want to search in that particular variable that we have declared, in which we are defining the list. So as you can see that I've entered this in the Python shell. Whenever I enter this number, the output that I'm getting is, if the thing is present, then we are getting this true, and if the thing is not present, then the output I'm getting is false. The first thing that you can see, when I was having that thing in the variable, and I was getting the output as true, else I was getting the output as false because it was not present in string. Similarly, we can also use a not operator if we want to get the result that if it is present, or if in the list is not present. So if we are writing not means that it is not present in the words. So when we'll write not operator, not in this, so that means it will only result to true if the number is present, or it will only result to true if the number is not present. So not operator is basically the reverse, like we did in Boolean logic. So when we are writing not operator in that word, so what will represent, that it will represent true value if it is not present. With the list function, we have some functions of the list. When we are talking about function of the list, we have some ways through which we can alter data with the help of some function that are present in Python itself, through which we can add data in it. Number one function is the append function. So when we are talking about append function, it is similarly like adding of a number. When you are using this append function, what you just need to know, like we have defined some numbers, need to add one more number. So what we'll do, numbers, that particular variable that we have applied, dot append, and then the desired thing that we want to enter into it, as you can see in the output. Next, the second type of function that we have a len. Len function is basically used to check the length of the list, like the number of words, number of letters that we have written, or the number of number like 1, 2, 3, 4, what we have written in the list, that the total length of the list will be the check of lens. Now you can see in the output when I entered lens and the desired variable in it, you can see that the number that it counted will be shown in it number. So next we have a insert as well as allow. Whenever we are using a insert function, insert function is basically allows us to insert value anywhere in the list. For example, if you want to enter the value at the first index, if you want to enter the value at the last index, you can just enter that value. First of all, we will define some words. Then what we will do, we'll define an index where we want to enter that number, and then what we can do, we can enter that number into the particular list. Kind of function that we have available is a index function. When we are talking about an index function, it is basically used to return the index number of the value, or we have the things that we have declared in a list, and will tell us the result. If we are having writing the letter dot index, so what it will do, and the letter that we have entered over there, it will just tell us the index value. Like you can see in the output, when I enter this number, I am getting the output that at which index this number is present. And we are clear about that how do we work with list, what are the operation and what are the functions that are available in list. Similarly, we had some control statement, like that we have some looping statement. So when we are talking about looping statement, the basic purpose of looping statement is that we need to run a code again and again with just upon a basic expression or the value that we need to evaluate. Now, when we are talking in Python, we have two kinds of looping statement. Number one is a while statement. Number two is a for loop statement. So when we are talking about a while statement, it runs the conditions only once when the result is evaluated to true. And if it evaluates to false, then the result will never be. So if it is evaluated to false, it will never be executed. So like here you can see example. If I am writing a value, then I want to check that I is less than 5. So it will keep on moving unless the value is less than 5. It will keep on adding the result. For example, if I already declare the value of I as 5, so it will not check the result. It will just terminate the value and we will not get the desired output. So this is the purpose of a while expression, that whenever we are using the expression, it will only execute if the first result value is to true. If the first result value is to false, it will just terminate. Now you can see this with the help of example. What we are using in a program, we are just initializing the value of I and then incrementing the value. Incrementing the value means adding one and so on until the condition execute to is been terminated. So like you have seen that I have written the program. So this is the desired output of the program that what I am getting when I am using a while statement. The type of statement that we have is a for loop statement. So when we are talking about a for loop statement is basically used when we want to reduce the code and we just try to write some minimal things so that we can get the desired output. So for loop is basically used when we need to just declare the definite number of times that we want to run the code. So in for loop, what we are using for, then the desired variable in, then we are using a brackets to declare that whether it is present in this or not, so that then we will declare the desired output. For example, I have written your code over here for x in, then I have written some values 10, 15, 20, 25. So now I need to print the value of x, that whether it is this based upon the condition that I have set earlier. So it will, what will show, the value of x is 10, then the value of x is 15, and it will keep on moving unless the whole of the conditions are not being performed. So basically it is used to reduce the code and also to print the messages easily as compared to the while statement. When we are working with looping statement, we also need to learn about some jumping statement. So when we are talking about jumping statement, it basically means to change the control of the program. Like change the control of the program means like move the program from starting to the end, or move the program from the first place to the another place. So when we are talking about jumping statement, we have two types of jumping statement. Number one is a break statement and number two is a continue statement. So the break statement terminates the loop within it which it lies. It skips the rest of the statements in the loop and jumps over to the following statement. So here what is basically the purpose of the jumping statement is, like we have declared a for loop and then we have declared a variable and then we have declared some sequence. After that we are using that statement. Then we have used the if expression to check that whether these statements are to be evaluated, and then what we are giving the break. Then when these statement will be printed, it will be stopped and then it will terminate the program. As soon as the break statement will be encountered, the program will get exit. Now here you can see the example that we are running in the code, that for x in 10, 15, 20, 25 we have declared a range. If x equals to 20, it needs to be break. As soon as the program will get 20, it will not move further to 25. It will just terminate, and then you will get this desired output as you can see in the screen, that what we have done when we are using it as x equals to 20, it gets terminated and will not move it forward. Jumping statement is the continuous statement. Similar to the break statement, the continuous statement forces the next iteration of the loop. For example, if we are using a continuous statement, it will again move towards the forward loop. So in this case, what we are using the same example so that we can understand it easily. Here we have defined a for x variable in which we are defining a range. Then we are checking that if x is evaluated to 20, then it will continue. So in this case, what you will see a difference in the output is that when it evaluates to 20, you need to again continue the statement. So when we'll see the effect in the output, in the previous output, what we are seeing? We are seeing that when we were moving it to 20, so then we were just getting the answer till 15, because as soon as it get 20, it get terminated. But when we are using it with the help of a continuous statement, what we are using, we are just skipping the 21 and then we are continuing forward and it gets to 25. So the last output that we get a value of x is 25. So this is the basic difference of a continuous statement and the break statement. The continuous statement is used to block the execution of the program for the for loop of x equals to 20, so that other statements can get executed. And the break statement, as soon as it get the code, it will just terminate out of the statement. You can see the difference in the output as shown on your screen. Like you can get the difference between break statement also and the continuous statement, all in both of them in the single way. I think you must be clear about what do we use with the list, what are the functions that are available in list, what are the different types of looping statement, what are the different types of jumping statement, why we are using the looping statement and why we are using the jumping statement. So we will be continued with Python, various programs, the file exceptional handling, and many other things like how we use functions and all will be continued in my further lesson. So guys, if you like my video, do like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also you can in the description link follow my Instagram page and also my website to get the desired notes. So guys, do subscribe the channel and also click on the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching.